Welcome back to another opportunity to accumulate health. So, if you've ever stirred collagen in your coffee and thought, is this actually doing anything for me? Why am I doing this? Is this just expensive broth or flavored latte? This video is for you. Today, we're going to answer what the deal is with collagen, what kind of collagen, what collagen helps for skin, what collagen helps for your joints. So you can be sure if you're taking something that there's actually potentially some benefit there. And where there's no benefit, but people are shouting about it all the time. So real benefits, real risk, timing, and which specific collagen peptides are actually worth paying for. Multiple patients talked just today about the information overload when it comes to health and thinking about kind of just like throwing in a towel because it seems like it's almost more stressful than anything to keep up what's I need to do, I need to take what's best. So today, for collagen at least, we're talking about clarity. Get some collagen clarity. Because collagen is definitely marketed like this miracle powder, better for your skin, takes away joint pain, bulletproof your bones, make more muscle, lose all the weight. There are things collagen does really well, and there are places where it has pretty significant limits because of the type of protein it is. So what are collagen peptides? Collagen is literally a structural protein in your skin, in your tendon, ligaments, cartilage, and bone structure. It literally is holding us together. Collagen, the big overarching word there, and collagen peptides or hydrolyzed collagen just means that the big collagen molecules have been broken down into little small chains of amino acids so that you can absorb them more easily. These small chains, these peptide chains, act like messengers to our body to say, hey, we got to repair that skin area. We got to repair that bone structure, the muscle, the in between the muscle layers, the cartilage, the tendons. These signals go in and ramp up turnover to support remodeling fascia connectivity. And there's different trademark ingredients that basically offer essentially different peptide recipes for particular areas of our body. And the most studied one is probably Verisol for the skin, Fortigel for joint cartilage, Fortibone for bones. And there's also unddenatured type 2 collagen, which just little tiny doses actually can make very immune modulating effects for joints. I'll come back to all those towards the end here. But what benefits can you reasonably expect from taking collagen? If you indeed go down that collagen route, the first thing would be talk about the skin, talking about wrinkles, elasticity, hydration here. There are multiple randomized placebo-controlled trials in ladies, namely, about from 35 years old, about 60, showing that just between about 2.5 grams up to 5 grams of specific collagen peptides on a daily basis can indeed improve skin elasticity, can indeed increase skin hydration, can modestly reduce those wrinkle depths and volume, specifically under the eyes. Maybe I could use some of that. But these are not equivalent to what you might see on the Photoshop filter when people do that, change it up, send you pictures before and after. That is not happening. But there is measurable and visible differences. And you just need to use it for a long time to see those benefits trickle on forward. But most of the data related to skin is on that Verisol, Verisol, that type of peptide from a either bovine or porcine source. So if your main goal is skin appearance and luscious skin, with age, a product that actually discloses that they have that Verisol trademark ingredient is what I would choose versus just hydrolyzed collagen in a tub. So when it comes to joint pain, osteoarthritis, this is probably where collagen has its strongest area of evidence. And I would say where the majority of humans, especially industrialized rural humans, could use benefit, given all the joint replacements are going on, right? So trials show that collagen peptides, 5 to 10 grams a day, in people with knee osteoarthritis can actually see reduced pain with activity, improve function, and decrease stiffness scores in the joints, the knee being the main one that's been studied. And overall, the best seems to be Fortigel or eggshell membrane or a T2, we call it, or undenatured type 2 collagen. And specifically, most of these are related to the knee. But if it helps the knees, probably help the shoulder, the wrist, the elbows, and here on down. So if you want knee benefits, man, I would look for, like I said, the Fortigel, that trademark ingredient, or the UC-2, which is the undenatured type 2 collagen. And then we also have bone health. I think this is a really big one, completely overlooked, especially for postmenopausal women. There are several trials showing that women with osteopenia show that daily collagen peptides, literally just 5 grams a day, hardly, especially when combined with calcium and other minerals and vitamin D, can indeed increase bone mineral density in the lumbar spine, in the hips, improve markers of bone formation versus breakdown of the bone. In collagen, it looks to be especially beneficial for the bone matrix in the woman whose hormones are declining. Now, guys, I don't know of any studies for men who are having lower testosterone kind of thing, but for ladies, talking perimenopause, we're talking menopause itself, high benefit related to the bones, often not talked about enough. And it's not a magic cure for osteoporosis, but as part of a plan that includes your vitamin D3, your K2, adequate protein intake, less sugar, minerals, and resistance training. Got to do the resistance training. Can't stop. Cannot do that. You really can be confident that you actually are moving the needle forward by adding some collagen on board. So what about muscle? Strength, body composition. This one gets thrown out a lot. So collagen is not high in leucine, which is the main muscle protein stimulator amino acid, like in whey protein. So it doesn't have the muscle protein synthesis stimulation effects the goat whey would have. And when people train and they take collagen, it does seem like strength does improve though, compared to placebo. But I think this is not related to actually the muscle getting stronger necessarily, specifically the muscle tissue, but it's rather the connective tissue that holds the muscle together and the tendons and even the ligaments around there. Because strong tendons, strong ligaments, strong connective tissue is going to make you for a stronger human being. So you're not exactly building muscle tissue by taking the collagen, but you are supporting the aspects that hold muscle together, hold you together, which is going to make you stronger. So I would use whey, eggs, meat, fish, if you want to build muscle protein. But if you want to support that matrix, which can then support your muscles, man, collagen could be great. There are endless claims by influencers who say, trying to say collagen basically, related to hair growth, related to weight loss, related to gut healing. I think this is where, listen though, hair growth, hair volume, that's mostly hype. I can't find any studies showing any benefit there. Weight loss, collagen can help you hit your protein targets. Maybe it helps with satiation a little bit, but it's not a complete protein. And there's literally no evidence showing that collagen magically somehow causes you to lose weight. And then when it comes to gut healing, mechanistically, I think there's a lot of potential here. The only thing I would be watchful for is there are studies showing in inflamed intestines, colitis and stuff, that it actually might increase the inflammatory process there in those tissues, which is in stark contrast to say like goat whey protein concentrate, which is shown to decrease the inflammation in a person with colitis and inflamed colon. So for most healthy adults, I think collagen, safe, typical trial doses are usually around 15 grams a day, should be an issue. But a couple other things to consider when you're choosing collagen supplements. The quality, always a big deal, right? So make sure quality sources. I prefer grass-fed, grass-finished, organic varieties. You want the product tested for heavy metals, or like I mentioned before, those specific trademark ingredients. And there's no vegetarian collagen products out there. So the companies who promoting vegan collagen in quotes there, they're literally just trying to trick you. There's tickle your ears if you're vegan, because there's no such thing. You have to have, it comes from animals. So also remember, collagen is an incomplete protein. It's a low in tryptophan as well as leucine and methionine. So often patients come in who are having collagen protein smoothies, collagen coffee, maybe multiple times a day. I would recommend that. This is especially when we're talking about putting this incomplete protein and of amino acids over and over in your body. Not helpful. Most likely just going to create imbalance in the tissues. So when it comes to collagen timing, if you want the best results, one, you got to be consistent. Day in and day out, just got to come to your body. Secondly, though, if you're working out and you want benefits there, and timing can be huge. So I would take collagen once daily, either with a meal, or take it about 30 to 60 minutes before you're going to train. If you're using it, especially just for joints, tendon health, Because when you consume collagen before exercise, literally as little as 5 minutes of jumping rope, the combination of physical exertion plus collagen greatly increases collagenase, which is the enzyme that turns our connective tissue over and makes it really strong, making your connective tissue stronger and more resilient. And who doesn't want that? So taking collagen with vitamin C, that can also be helpful. Vitamin C is required for the collagen cross-linking to occur, but you don't need to take a bunch. 255 milligrams is more than sufficient with vitamin C. Now, I mentioned earlier those specific collagen peptides. These are the ones I'll look for. So for your skin, the Verisol trademark ingredient. For the joints, I'll be looking for the Fortigel trademark ingredient, or potentially even the UC-2, the unddenatured type 2 collagen. But Fortigel really is my go-to. And then for the bones, I think that the Fortibone is definitely a really strong benefactor for women, especially in the postmenopausal category or suffering from bone degradation. So if it doesn't have those names down, it's just a generic product likely, because if those names are available, people are going to want to see that on their label. And it's really not targeting anything specific. You're just getting generic collagen. You're probably paying a premium for just something that may not actually make a huge difference in your life. So what can you be kind of sure of? Collagen definitely can modestly help with elasticity and wrinkles in the skin. Particular types can also help with joint pain and support cartilage turnover, especially in the knee for sure. But I think that probably goes for most joints. And then bone health in postmenopausal women, or as hormones are declining, big player, big help. And it generally collagen helps connect tissue, helps to strengthen the connect tissue. And when combined with resistance training, you can double up on the strength of your connect tissue and strength of your joints and ligaments and tendons. Collagen, it's great for structural support. It's a great tool that way for protein synthesis, like in your muscle tissue. You really need meat, eggs, salmon, whey protein, dairy products for that. All right, so I'd love to hear what you've done with collagen, how you benefit, as if it's completely just changed your face and, you have 0 wrinkles anymore and you just be all wrinkly, man, let me know. But if it's been helpful, please share. Please send to your friends, family members. That's how we get these opportunities for health accumulation to show up people's doors in their face before them. Because you never know, one little bit that person's just needing to hear. One could save them tons of money, time, energy, and you know what? Potentially could save their health, because it sends them down this pathway that they would never have gone down if it wasn't for you sharing opportunities like this. All right, talk to you guys and gals later.